Welcome back to Sochi. We're about to be joining the action down in the pit lane as the cars get ready to embark on their qualifying runs.
Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk, and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction, and over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong, and that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
Welcome everyone to round 4 or 5, I can't remember, but welcome to the F1 2017 career mode here in Russia. And just a quick heads up that this weekend is going to be one of our toughest weekends because previous races, as you saw in the last race in Bahrain, the engine was actually about to blow up, and so I haven't actually changed out the engine. I wanted to get the engine to blow up this race and hopefully qualifying, but it doesn't seem to blow up in qualifying, but we do lose a lot of pace and a lot of power in the engine, and so we're pretty much a sitting duck, and that's why this video is going to be pretty short and it's going to have an engine blow up in it. But sorry for the echo with the commentators, but there is an echo for them because I actually recorded my desktop and my Elgato at the same time, and so that caused an echo, and we actually had to quit qualifying because, or retire from it because of not actually making it into Q2 at all. We were well off the pace in Q1, I believe it was like a second off the pace compared, and we were in last place as well, so we're going to be well off the pace for this race. Hopefully the next race in Spain we can be a lot better, a lot stronger, but this race is going to be very challenging for us as Sebastian Vettel sets pole position, but we're going to let the commentators take over.
As you were from lights to flag. But that was a great learning experience, and we came back the next year and had a really exciting Grand Prix, with battles for the podium going on all the way to the final lap, so hopefully we'll be treated to more of the same this year.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion, edging out Raikkonen, who'll start P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Hamilton, Max Verstappen and Perez, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Ocon and Roman Grosjean, Massa, Magnussen, Jolyon Palmer and Stroll, Kvyat, Alonso, Marcus Ericsson and Pascal Wehrlein. A McLaren and Carlos Sainz starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So we're actually starting in 19th because Carlos Sainz actually had a penalty. So a lot of the drivers I've noticing already that they're having penalties, and so I think Lewis Hamilton had a penalty as well, and so a lot of drivers are getting penalties, causing them to come up further to the back of the grid, and we're getting free spots. But as always, we're going to skip formation lap. I actually did get sort of like Carlos Sainz ran in the back of me and we both got disqualified, and I thought it was from the race, but it says disqualification and then it puts us into the race. But we're going to skip formation lap and go straight into the race with 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, lights out, and away we go on to a decent start, much better than Pascal Wehrlein. Alonso had a struggle of a start. We're catching up to him now. Sainz, look at how fast Sainz is going, and now Wehrlein, because of Sainz going down the inside, we had to back out, let Wehrlein pass, and so that is us back into 20th, but we're going to dive bomb all 3 of them. Can we get past Ericsson as well? No, we cannot. Ericsson keeps the lead, and there's Palmer and Kvyat side by side up ahead into the second corner, sorry. Now we're coming up into the third corner. So Ericsson is trying to look at that. He's trying to see what Palmer's doing. We're trying to see if Ericsson's going to make any moves. We do go down the inside of Ericsson. Do we have the job done? No, we do not. He is still there. Look at that red indicator. Much faster for him because of the power issues we're struggling with. And I think we actually had no lean mix and no rich mix. We were stuck in standard. And so we're going to be struggling with on the straights because there are 2 long straights, and the main start-finish straight is the longest, and that's going to be the worst thing for us. But now we've got past Ericsson. Ericsson's coming back around the outside, and so is Alonso. Look at this, Alonso around the outside. There he goes, and now Sainz as well. Look at this. I'm trying to see which way I can go. Alonso and Sainz side by side. Sainz pushing Alonso. Alonso going down the inside on Sainz. They touch wheels. We're going to go for a cheeky dive bomb. There we go. Into the corner. Cheeky dive bomb on both of them. And we're going to see a replay of that very soon as we take the position. Here we go for the replay. Look at this. So we still have a car behind us, but into the corner. We're going late on the brakes. And we do get the job done. I felt like we didn't turn at all, and so we went straight. But now on lap 2, Sainz breezing past us, and now Alonso's catching up to us, and I think that is Verline, and yeah, it's Verline as well. So Ericsson's ahead of us, Sainz in front of us, and Alonso and Verline trying to catch up to us. Now on the end, coming up to the end of lap 2 on the second straight, there goes Verline, and Alonso should be catching up to us now, and there he is in the mirrors for Alonso. Verline, I don't think we'll ever see him again after this. He's just going to drive away now, and so it is us battling with our teammate. We're going to have to stay in front of Alonso if we want to be have a better reputation in the team, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. Look at this, Alonso gives us a nudge. We get DRS, and Alonso with DRS and sort of a slipstream he had for a split second, but now he doesn't. Straight line, we're going to go late on the brakes and a lock up. I tried to do a repeat of last in Bahrain where he went late on the brakes, but for us it meant a lock up into the first corner because it is a heavy braking zone. And there we are, late on the brakes, locking up our front right, and out wide we went, and there's the position for Alonso. Now on lap 5 we have Ricciardo. We did stay out longer than we were meant to, and that was my choice because I thought ultra softs we might be able to get away with a longer stint and seeing if we can make up any places, but Vettel and Ricciardo had no problem getting past us because they have a much fresher engine, and ours is about to die very shortly. But Perez is now catching up to us. Hulkenberg gives us a nudge as he tries to go down the inside, and I did not expect that from Hulkenberg. I thought he was going to go around the outside, but a lot of the drivers seem to wanting to go down the inside, and as you just saw, our internal combustion engine is about to blow up, and it's in the red. It is going to go any second. Ericsson in front of us. No, Ericsson behind us, sorry. Carlos Sainz in front of us. Ericsson, I'm pushing him out wide. There he goes, Ericsson. No, he's going to back off. We're going to lock up, and we're going to keep the place. We didn't get any warnings, no penalties, so we're going to keep the place. Now on lap 9, we're coming into the pits. Perez behind us, but I think we're the only car to actually come into the pits, and we're one of the late drivers to come into the pits as well, as a lot of the cars are now flying past us. And Perez, I forgot to mention, is out of the race. He had a engine blow up on the second straight, so that's him out of the race, and that is a very fast pit stop by the boys at McLaren. And now look at that engine's about to blow up, and here we go, lap 12. Now you're going to notice I'm just revving the engine. I know it's going to blow up. It's at 99%. There is no way this engine can survive, and we're going to let Ocon go past, and there goes the engine. So if you want to know what happens when your engine blows up, your rear of the car actually turns in front, so you lose the rear and you essentially just go backwards. But that is us out of the race with an engine blow up. If you wanted to see what it does, there it is. That's what happens when you blow up your engine. We really needed to retire. The engine wasn't going to do us any good, but that is Ferrari 1 and 2, I believe, on the podium. So Ferrari won the race, and if I remember correctly, I think it's a 1-2 for Ferrari. Kimi Raikkonen wins the race, and I think Valtteri Bottas was the other Mercedes. No, it's Mercedes 2 and 3, my bad. So Kimi Raikkonen first, Lewis Hamilton, I believe, second, and Valtteri Bottas third. And there is Nico Hulkenberg, who finishes 10th. So in terms of the race, I'm sorry that it wasn't a great race. It was a pretty boring race for myself. And my bad, Lewis Hamilton was third. Did I say Nico Rosberg? I meant Valtteri Bottas in second place. So there is Ferrari on top of the podium. I think Kimi Raikkonen extends his lead now in the championship, and I think Ferrari might be catching up to Mercedes in terms of constructors. So this season's been getting off to a very interesting start, with both Mercedes having a lot of trouble, and I don't think any of the Mercedes have won a race yet. Definitely they've had problems, but that is the race, and I'm sorry, as I said, that it's a pretty boring race. Now I can let you know that the next race, because we do have to change our engine, is a much better race, and so that's going to be a lot of fun to play and a lot of fun to drive and show you guys. But there we go, in the driver's settings we are 11th, Kimi Raikkonen first, Lewis Hamilton second, and I don't think I'll show the constructors, but I think it was Ferrari second. But anyway guys, I'll see you next time for the Spanish Grand Prix.
With us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.